This is going straight to the pool room.
Yeah, NBA Straya, how are you going? How are you going? You should be good. Why is that, Jim? Well, it's Tuesday, April 15, and it's almost Easter. That means chockies, I guess. Sure, let's get into it. Tuesday, April 17, I'm your host, James Clements. I'm here in Larry Armour Studios, and there is no basketball today. So, geez, Jim, what are you doing a show for? Well, I'm going to use this tiny little break to give out some NBA Straya Awards. That's right. We're also going to do our All-NBA teams, the actual nerd awards as well, your MVP, Rookie of the Year. Basically, my final-ish kind of picks for it. We'll probably hit on it at some point in the rest of the week as well. The NBA Straya Awards, we've got some really good ones in there as well, like Dickhead, Dumbest Idiot of the Year, the Biggest Nerd of the Year, Best Troll, Best Hair. It's all there. It's all good. Hair, yeah. So, we'll also finish up, well, there's a couple of year-nars in there as well, but also do our play-in previews for tomorrow's two play-in games. That's right, we've got the 7-8 matchups tomorrow, which is awesome, so we'll break those down in detail. And, of course, you can follow all the picks over at Dabble. That's right. Use that code NBA Straya. Tell them Jim sent you. Smash the link in the show description or just jump in the link in the bio. What is that? Beacons one. Go check that out. It's very fun. So, that's it today. All NBA teams, all the stuff. I've got some news to dig into. Obviously, Phoenix fired another coach, and New Orleans are making some changes. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Episode 1247 of NBA Straya. Let's go!
This is Josh Giddey.
G'day, this is Andrew Gaze.
This is Jack White.
This is Joe Ingles.
This is Dyson Daniels.
This is Chris Anstey.
This is Matthew Delvedova.
This is Shane Hill.
Hi, this is Ryan Brockhoff.
This is Mitch Creek.
This is Nick Kay.
You're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
You're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
You're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening and watching NBA Straya.
This is NBA Australia. Let's do it.
Watch out for the shark attack.
You better watch out for the Matt Ishbia attack if you're an NBA head coach that doesn't want to coach anymore but wants to get paid. How good is that? Let's start there with the daily. Phoenix have fired another coach. Oh, geez. It's 3 in the last 3 years they've run through. It's absurd. It really, really is. Pretty funny gear. Mike Budenholzer is out in Phoenix with another 4 years left on his contract, another $40 million. I think we did have a pop off in the social comments today. Is fired NBA coach the best job in the world? Yes. To get paid to not coach this iteration of the Phoenix Suns would be all... Look, I would do that for low six figures. Jim, we want you to not coach the Phoenix Suns. Okay, Matt Ishbia. Low six figures, I'm yours. What a gig. And the best part is, people have figured this out. Monty Williams, Frank Vogel, Mike Budenholzer, they're like, you know what? You do 1 year's worth of work and you get paid for 4. It's fucking awesome. So Buds is out. Matt Ishbia is just like, jeez. For some reason, this team is fucked. And everyone's like, yeah, we're all trying to find the dude who did it, Matt Ishbia, owner of the Phoenix Suns. It is amazing that they go from Robert Sarver, one of the worst NBA owners in history, to a dude who's just like, fucking money doesn't matter. Culture doesn't matter. Why is this all fucked? I don't know, Matt Ishbia. Why could that be, do you think? Culture comes from the top down. And when you have a franchise in just seemingly reeling drunkenly from one chaotic moment to the next with no sense of stability, who make really dumb win-now trades and then find themselves up against the fucking wall, guess whose fault that is? The dude who owns the fucking team. Anyway, good job by Buds to go get paid. $40 million for the next 4 years to not coach this Suns team. Amazing. Amazing. Who will they get? I mean, that's not the biggest thing. We'll talk about Phoenix again later in the year now very quickly, but yeah, that team has got a long off-season ahead of them. So does New Orleans. The Pelicans fired David Griffin, president of the basketball ops, which is chaotic, right? Because they want to bring in Joe Dumars to be his replacement, which is always hilarious because, there's a man who will rock the boat. Remember how he got so bad at his job, this exact job in Detroit, they ran him out of town because he sank their franchise for the next fucking decade? Do you remember that? Because that's what Joe Dumars did. He spent the last couple of years licking his wounds at the fucking NBA head office because they probably felt guilty about it all. And went, here you go, Joe. Here's a fucking busy work job. It's like he's the work experience kid. Anyway, David Griffin, look, I think he's got a fantastic drafting record. His trades have been less than stellar. But, I mean, got a massive return for Anthony Davis and then also kind of squandered a lot of it? Question mark. Got Zion. He's a bit cooked, though. I don't know, it's a weird situation. Either way, New Orleans, they move on. There's just... I don't know how you feel out there about the Pelicans. But nothing fucking boils my blood more than the fact that New Orleans, noted football city that gives almost zero fucks about basketball, has a team, and my beloved Seattle has not had a team since 2008 when they fucking shipped off the Sonics because a bunch of fucking oil barons, surprisingly enough, took them to where they're from, Oklahoma City. And New Orleans, no one fucking cares about their team. It's so tough. It sucks. I get it. But Jesus, what are we doing here? Anyway, so we'll see what happens with the Pals, but yeah, not a great vibe. Otherwise, that's almost all the news. Like two pretty big ones, obviously, to kick off today, but with no games today. I mean, it's kind of like, yeah, you know, we'll kick the tires on a bunch of other things, but my entire vibe today was just like, fuck it. Let's give away some awards and do our All-NBA team. So, let's do it. Let's announce some All-NBA teams. These are my, like, straight down the line who I reckon should be in the All-NBA teams. Let's do it. All right, All-NBA. For the 2024-25 NBA season. The first team is very easy, I think. Nikola Jokic, SGA, Jason Tatum, Giannis Antetokounmpo. The last spot is a little bit trickier. Donnie Mitchell I've got in there at the moment. For the simple fact, on my second team, you could replace Donnie Mitchell with Ant-Man. You could replace him with Steph. You could almost put in Brunson if you wanted. But I think Donnie Mitchell has been such a good, solid, amazing superstar presence there in Cleveland. After he signed the extension, there's no way Cleveland have this incredible year that they've had. New coach, 64 wins, and essentially almost a rotating cast, you know, every so often. Garland comes back in, they're making some changes, DeAndre Hunter. None of this fucking works where you go on 3 different 15-game win streaks without Donovan Mitchell going, I will be an actual proper leader. I will sacrifice a little bit so Evan Mobley can develop, that Darius Garland can get his confidence back, and we just get this entire fucking team to sing on our way to 64 wins. And the way he's played has been fantastic. He's been awesome. He averaged, 24 points, 5 assists, 4.5 rebounds. He shot the piss out of it, 44% from the floor, 36.8 from 3 on 9 attempts. And yeah, Ant-Man's got better raw numbers. Steph's got slightly better raw numbers as well. I just think Donnie Mitchell, we have to sort of at least reward being a really fucking awesome player on an absolutely staggeringly good team. And Donnie Mitchell gets it for me. Because he could have easily just gone, nah, fuck it. My team. My way. I've got this giant $250 million extension. Fuck off, idiots. Nope. He made his team better, and that means something to me. Second team. let's mention those two. Ant-Man and Steph, both absolutely fantastic all year. And the other thing actually goes, I guess, if you put Ant-Man in Donnie Mitchell's place, is Cleveland as successful? I'm not entirely convinced, because Donnie Mitchell has got that sort of maturity about being a vet, on like a superstar, still in his prime. Whereas Ant-Man is still like, fucking me. And you saw sort of that maybe come unhinged a couple of times this year for this Wolves team. That, don't forget, landed in the 6th seed versus winning 64 fucking games. So Ant-Man, second team. Steph, second team. LeBron James, second team. Evan Mobley, NBA, second team. Because he might end up winning Defensive Player of the Year. And Karl Anthony Towns, what a year from the big cat. He ends up averaging 24.5 points, almost 13 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal, and almost a block a game. He's been unreal for the Knickerbockers. He gets onto the second team there as well. Love that for him. Third team is where it gets fucky. Oh, Jesus, I'll tell you what. It's crikey, it's brutal.
Crikey.
Yep. James Harden. Fat Man Hoop, Clan. Are we going to do this? I think we are. James Harden is on my third team. He has been very good all year. So is Jalen Brunson. So is Cade Cunningham. Jim, those are 3 guards. I don't care. It's my show. It's my All-NBA team. Then we're going to have Zoobs. That's right. Ivica Zubac. He's been absolutely unreal for the Clippers. For me, it was between Zoobs, Triple J, and LP Şengün, right? And you're like, yeah, there's a case to be made for each and every one of them, but I feel like Zoobs has been such an there's a reason why the Clippers didn't completely fucking bottom out, end up with a 5 seed. Harden was fantastic all year. They slowly work Kawhi back into a bit of form and actual health. But Zoobs and Harden are the stalwarts of this team that wins the 5 seed and has looked doesn't foul ever, has been unreal, puts up a millionty bloody rebounds a game, and he's at 12.6 points a game, 17 points as well. Next to like Harden, Kawhi, and Norm, it's amazing. He's been so fucking good. So he's my third team big man, ahead of Triple J, ahead of LP Şengün. And that leaves one more spot. J-Dub or Devin Booker? Who have you got? I am unfortunately going to ping Devin Booker, who's had a fantastic year. Averaged 25.5 points a game, 7 assists, 3 turnovers, 4 rebounds. Only shot 33% from 3. I'm going to give it to J-Dub because the Suns were fucking horrible. they were brutal to watch. It just fucking sucked from go to woe. And I'm going to give it to J-Dub because he's been absolutely electric for most of this season. He averaged 22 points a game, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. Love that. And yeah, it's a bit tough that like no one else on Boston, like Jaylen Brown just had a bit of a down year. You have a look at like maybe Şengün could be popped on there, maybe Halliburton as well. But Halliburton had a really good second half of the season. And obviously when he played, he ended up playing 73 games. When he played, obviously when he put up 20 and 10, they just won. The problem is with all the other times he didn't do that. So I'd still have Cade ahead of him. I would have Brunson ahead of him and Harden. And I would have J-Dub because he's been absolutely instrumental into, that OKC team that won, that's right. How many games, Jim? Oh, that's right. 60 bloody 8. So they're going to get two players in the All-NBA. Houston gets 0, unfortunately. That's much more of a collective effort. The Lakers get LeBron James. Luka doesn't make the cutoff. Denver obviously has Jokic. Everybody else is a bit shit. Clippers get 2. Wolves get 1. Warriors get 1 as well. Knicks got 2, which is pretty good. But I mean, they're only playing 5 dudes, so it makes sense. Anyway, so there's your All-NBAs. Who got left off? Dyson Daniels. Could have been on there. Tell you what, he was bloody good, but he's going to pop up in a second because let's do some nerd awards. That's right, the actual awards. My final read for the minute. I might just revisit these on Friday. Who fucking cares? MVP. Who have you got, SGA or Jokic? Because I think this is the one where I'm just going to go back and forth like Ray Allen in a tweet. SGA has been so fucking good all year, right? 32.7 points a game, over 50, well, he's at 52% basically from the floor, 37.5% from three on almost 6 attempts now, 5 rebounds, 6.5 assists. Unreal. Was he more valuable than the bloke who averaged a triple-double and came second in the league in steals? Nikola Jokic, who almost averaged a 30, 12, and 10. He ends up with 29.6 points a game, 12.7 rebounds, 10.2 assists, 1.8 steals a game. That's second per game in the NBA behind our man, Dyson Daniels, which is chaos. And I think I'm a big narrative dude. That's my thing. I'm a journalist. I've been a journalist since I was a bloody wee tacker. I love finding stories. And SGA is a great story. But you know, it's a really fucking good story. The best player in the NBA winning the MVP. Can we just maybe do that? Like, you take Jokic off that Nuggets team. They're fucked. They're like a 10-win team. They're absolutely train wreck atrocious. Maybe not 10-win, maybe 15, maybe 18. But there are literally stats saying SGA, they won 68 games. They still played like a 61-win team when he was actually off the court. At the moment, and hear me out, I might change my mind again. I've gone back and forth, as again, like a Ray Allen tweet, all season on this. SGA, Jokic, Giannis are my top three. At the moment, I've probably got Jokic because we're going to look back again and just go, it's the same as the Joel Embiid season. So, but he scored a lot of points and his team was really good. It's like the Rusty Westbrook triple-double season, which was fantastic because he was wildly fucking valuable to a shit team. But Jokic is so fucking clearly the best player in the NBA. It's ridiculous. And you take him off that team and they're fucked. He does everything. 29.6 points a game, 12.7 rebounds, 10.2 assists, 50 cheeseburgers, 50 nuggets. Like, what the fuck else do you want? That's a lot. So I've got Jokic ahead of SGA, ahead of Giannis, ahead of Tatum, and ahead of... Who was my fifth? It's probably Steph, because they were fucked without him too. Yeah, Tatum and then Steph. Despite Donnie Mitchell, I don't get him quite the top 5 in MVP, but all NBA is a little bit different. Right, Rookie of the Year, Stephon Castle for mine. He was absolutely unreal for the Spurs. Unfortunately, because Castle plays on the Spurs, and after they lost Wemby, no one paid attention to them. He flew completely under the radar. He had a great season. He grew a lot, which is important, I think, obviously. Because if you just sort of think about his advancement, there you go. His advancement this season, from where he began to where he ended, like you cast your mind back to Jared McCain, right? Came on like a house on fire, averaging 15 points a game, lighting it up. Great hair, TikTok dances, gets injured, is out for the season. Stephon Castle ends up averaging almost 15 points a game, 4 assists. He's in, as I said from the very start, he gets to go to the Chris Paul School of Point Guardery for point guards. And he crushes it. As the season gets on, he just sort of gets better and better. Doesn't really hit much of a rookie wall. He actually ups his, points per game after the All-Star break. He starts averaging basically 18, 5, and 5. He is my Rookie of the Year. Zachary Rissache comes number 2 for the number 1 pick. He was really good, especially after the All-Star break. Had a really slow start, but came on like a house on fire. And then for third, it's probably for me between number 2, Alexander Sarr, Isaiah Collier, Bob Carrington, and Donovan Clingan. They all had really good seasons. And then I was saying Boo Ellis, he was fantastic as well. You give this award like another 2 months and maybe Boo Ellis wins it, but it's not how it goes. So I'm probably going to go Castle, Rissache. Collier, he was really, really, really good for a horrible, horrible, horrible Utah team where they just fed him minutes, which was really good. I feel like Sarr was pretty handy as well. Bob Carrington on that same Wizards team, stupendously fantastic. probably Saar ahead of Collier. Just saying. Bit of a tough one, though. Defensive Player of the Year! Let's give it away! Give it away, give it away, give it away now! Dyson, MF, and Daniels. What a defensive season he had. You're taking the piss at this point. 229 total steals. 1 billion deflections. What do we have? Like 447. It's like 192 ahead of the next person. Just absurd gear. He was so good that we're basically breaking records that have stood for 20 plus years. And let's check those deflection numbers. I actually had those up before. It was absolutely nuts, right? And you sort of think about where he lands and what has sort of gone on with him. He ends up he was at 6.2 deflections a game, 443. That is absolutely amazing. The highest recorded before that was 315. So he has had an insane long arm season. And people are like, oh, but blocks, big men, they do more work. You know what happens when you get a steal? That's the end of an offensive possession for the opposing team. That's not necessarily the case when you block a shot. Steals end a possession because you have taken possession of that possession, right? A block is literally you've stopped a shot. It might go out of bounds. The opposing team might recover the block shot. It doesn't necessarily stop that team from scoring. A steal has completely flipped the court. Steals are wildly more fucking important than blocks. Blocks are more spectacular because they're done by giant human beings and they stop a shot. But what are we doing here? The deflections, the steals, basically turning your part of the court into a no-fly zone is wildly more important, I think, than, oh, look out for the big bloke. You can't drive on him. He might block your shot. Dyson has caused all sorts of havoc this season. The most steals in a season since 1996. My beloved Gary Payton, who won the Defensive Player of the Year that year. I've got a signed poster of him up on the wall. I've got two of his jerseys. I love Gary Payton, the glove. The Great Barrier Thief, the Man of Steel, the Bendigo Bandito. Dyson Daniels is your Defensive Player of the Year. Ahead of Evan Mobley and Lou Dort. Dort's another one. That's like a black hole on the side of the court that you just don't want to go there. I just don't want to go there, sir. And Mobley sort of does a little bit of everything. He protects the rim. He can defend on the perimeter. He's been fantastic, but Dyson is mine. Most improved player of the year. That's also Dyson Daniels. Goes from fuck all minutes per game in New Orleans and just right on a per minute basis. Extrapolate Dyson Daniels' numbers from years prior, and he's still pretty bloody good, but he's gone from 17 minutes a game in his rookie season, averaged 3.8 points a game, 22 minutes a game last year, 5.8 points, to this year, 33. That's another 11 minutes per game. 14 points a game. He's gone up by 9. It's incredible. But also 6 rebounds. It's 2 better than last year. Assists. It's almost 2 better than last year. 3 steals a game. It's basically twice what he was getting per game last year, 1.4. He has absolutely crushed it. He shot the piss out of it. He shot 44% from the floor last year, 49.3 this year, 31 from 3 last year, 34% from 3 this year on 1 more attempt per game. Absolutely remarkable stuff. And then second, Josh Giddey. Giddy up. Basically was playing a bit out of position in OKC, goes to Chicago. They give him the ball. He absolutely rips off an post-All-Star run for the ages, where it's essentially across the season, 1,000 points, 500 rebounds, 500 assists is him, LeBron, and bloody Nikola Jokic. Not bloody bad. And that's it. He improved as well because he shot the piss out of it. This is the sort of thing that goes with Dyson as well. He just improved his shooting so dramatically that by the time the season sort of got really into gear, they were both making huge impacts, right? So Gids ups his points per game by 2.5 per game, basically. More assists, almost 3 a game, almost 2 more rebounds a game. He shoots 37% from 3 on 1 more attempt per game than last year. He's playing only 5 more minutes per game than he was. But look, the assists go absolutely through the roof. The turnovers only go up like 0.8 anyway, even with that extended usage. And he's been fucking fantastic. The mopped up Mumba. And then finally, I couldn't really decide. Zoobs or Okongwu. Both big men have been really, really good. I'm not going to give this to Kay Cunningham. He's a number one pick. Fuck off. But Zoobs, Okongwu, both really, really, really good all season. I'll probably go Zoobs ahead because he was so instrumental to everything that Harden and that Clippers team did. So there you go. Sixth man of the year, Ty Jerome ahead of Peyton Pritchard. Peyton Pritchard will probably win it because everyone's like, Boston, threes, white guy. Ahead of Malik Beasley. All three of them played a really, really important role off the bench for Cleveland, Boston, and Detroit. The Beasley resurgence was amazing. Like every Lakers fan, every Bucks fan is like, dude, what the fuck? Just, But Ty Jerome, I think. So while Garland and Mitchell were the headliners there in Cleveland, all he did all season was be the steadying presence off the bench. Like Pritchard plays a slightly different role. He's very much the Jamal Crawford. Give me the ball, let me shoot threes. Ty Jerome's just like, I'm really fucking good. We're just going to keep everything on track and rolling. And I think that's a really important thing for a six-man. Naz Reid, similar sort of vibes when he's won it. And he's actually probably fourth on my thing here because he was fucking good all year, but he also started a lot. So, yeah. Coach of the year, Kenny Atkinson, my beloved mate, Kenny Atkinson from Long Island. What a legend. Takes over Cleveland. They go to 64 wins. He crushes it. Mark Daigneault wins 68 games with a much improved team. But they also, you know, that's just continuing a pace, I reckon. And third, I don't know, Ime Udoka. What he did with Houston to just give them a definition to help define their roles, define their character, define their team. I think that's a really fucking important part of being a coach, right? And what Ime did when he came in, took over Houston, he's like, look, you guys are just fucking around. I'm sick of that. We're never going to win shit if you're just fucking around. You can fuck around, but within a very structured kind of environment of fucking defense first, then Dylan Brooks can do his weird shit. And there we go. It's an awesome battery of coaches, though, this year. And I talked about this the other day. Look, there's a big difference, I think, between a good coach and a great coach. I don't think there's as much massive difference between a mediocre, decent coach and a good coach in the NBA. But if you can sort of get to that sort of personality-based approach and like go, right, I need you all pointing in the right direction, that's all that really matters. Anyway, JJ Redick probably goes top 5 there as well. Joey Muzz has been really good, but JJ just fucking hell, what an awesome season for him. Right, before we do some yeah-nahs, should we do some NBA Straya Awards? Hello. Yes. What do we got? I mean, we've got some awesome ones. I mean, I get an excitement quiver every time I do any NBA Straya Awards.
I had an excitement quiver.
That's it. And these years will go straight to the bloody pool room, won't they? I reckon they will, once I find the button. Oh, yes.
This is going straight to the pool room.
And what a year it was. This year is going to go straight to the pool room. It's probably one of the more chaotic, insane, crazy, fun, stupid, bonkers, bullshit years in the history of the NBA. Depending on what happens in these playoffs, before we even get there, it's been fucking nuts, right? And let's start right there with the dumbest idiot of the year. Brrr. Oh, that's right. It's the fucking bloke who traded away Luka Doncic for a bag of chips and a busted-ass 32-year-old Anthony Davis and didn't get shit in return. What are you doing, you shoe salesman? Fuck. Unbelievable. Like, it's still staggering that Nico Harrison traded Luka Doncic, 25-year-old perennial MVP candidate who can drop 45 points on your old team in a fucking heartbeat, for a busted-ass Anthony Davis, 32, to pair with a 31-year-old, 32-year-old Kyrie Irving, and go, oh, no, this sets us up for the future. You're a fucking idiot, you moron. Kyrie's 33. He just turned 33 2 weeks ago. Anytime you can build your team for the future around a 32-year-old injury-prone big man and a 33-year-old point guard who, I don't know, they don't fucking age great, do they there, Jim? No. You got to do it. And that's why Nico Harrison gets the Dumbest Idiot of the Year award. Because not only that, you get Anthony Davis. Oh, we got Max Christie. Great. Why the fuck didn't you get Austin Reeves? What the fuck do LA need Austin Reeves when they get Luka for? Just keep asking. How do you not get 2 first-round picks? How do you not get 4? How do you not ask another team? What are you doing, you dumb idiot? Fucking hell, Nico. I don't want to relitigate that trade, but it's still just fucking staggering, right? Anyway, the biggest mole of the year award goes to Nico Harrison. Hey guys, did you know that I knew Kobe? And Luka's not like Kobe, so we should trade him. What are you talking about, you mole idiot? Would anybody in the world be surprised if Nico Harrison was fired by the Mavs, goes back to Nike and ends up working for the Lakers in like 4 years' time? No. Absolutely not. PJ Tucker comes in. It feels like PJ Tucker just went around the NBA this year. He's like, yeah, can I have a look at your playbook? Yeah, sick, I'm going to the Knicks. It was like just hanging out with like 5 teams. And Kevin Durant, didn't it just feel like he was a mole on Phoenix? It was just weird. He's like hanging out. He's chatting with like the Warriors going, oh, what do you reckon? Should you trade for me? Oh, actually, I don't know if you should trade for me. It's like, Kevin, you're on Phoenix. What are you doing? Anyway, Dickhead of the Year. Let's do it.
Dickhead of the
Yeah. Draymond Green. The Draymond Green Memorial Dickhead of the Year Award is going to go to Draymond Green. I don't know. There were different moments throughout this season where he's just massive dickhead. He tried to kill Patty at one point. He's also just a rampant dickhead. And then has an incredible moment right at the end of the season that costs his team a chance where he's out there foul baiting instead of trying to get a fucking layup in. You idiot. Biggest dickhead by far. The most likely player to have bet on his own under this year, that would be Terry Rozier. Because he might have. The best hair. Love this one. Number 1, Kobe White. Absolutely amazing hair without fail. Like, there is so much personality in his hair, it deserves its own sitcom. And it can go with number 2, Josh Giddey. They should have a buddy cop movie with just their hair. Like, their hair is amazing. What an awesome combo for your backcourt. And number 3, Anthony Black, one of the great haircuts all year. He's been fantastic. I mean, this is like the Alfred Payton Memorial Best Hair of the Year award. Remember when he had that and it fucking fell in front of his eyes and he couldn't see shit? Great job, Alfred. Straight A, biggest nerd of this season. Number 1 for me, Tyrese Halliburton. I think it's nice that he seems nice. He also just seems like a big old nerd. Number 2, Miles Turner. That's his teammate, because I think he is. And number 3, Brook Lopez, because he is. This one, Pants Man of the Year. We had this one thrown at us a little while ago. It's a very, very obvious one. Pants Man of the Year goes to Anthony Edwards, because he can't stop rooting and having kids. What are you doing, you fucking idiot? He's out there basically just copping a root and then paying some chick fucking 18 years worth of child support in a lump sum. That's a wildly expensive way of copping a root, Anthony Edwards. What are you doing? You dead shit. Just fucking go grab a franger. What are you doing? Just get a dinger, put it on your donger, and then you'll save yourself some fucking moolah. Jesus, it's not rocket surgery, you fucking moron. Anyway, biggest loser of the year. Oh, jeez. This one for me was Joel Embiid. A, because he's the biggest, and he's a massive fucking loser. They've never won shit with him. They haven't gotten out of the second fucking round. And it's never his fault. That's just massive loser vibes for me. Oh, I tried to play through the pain. It's like, did ya? Should you just try to get healthy? Should you try to, I don't know, be in top nick the entire time? You're getting paid $1 billion. What are you doing? Get out there, Joel Embiid. Stop being a fucking loser. Seriously. Oh, my knee's injured. Why do you reckon that is? Is it because you're a bit fucking heavy and you tried to play it on the Olympics? Moron. Kuzma. There's another big one. Oh, gee, Willikers, now I'm on the Bucks. And Brad Beal. 3 big losers. Brad Beal also felt like a bit of a mole as well, didn't he, on Phoenix? That entire team might have just been moles, just saying. Biggest troll of the season. A latecomer to the party. Ja Morant. How good was that? The grenade throws, absolutely everything. Number 2 was Dylan Brooks. Absolutely trolling everybody. Number 3, Draymond Green. But Ja Morant just going, what are you going to find me for now, Adam Silver? Throwing grenades, shooting bazookas, carrying a rifle. What a lunatic. I love it. Biggest disappointment of 2024-2025, Paul George. I figured he had a little bit left, and he wasn't shit. Turns out I was wrong. I'm a bit disappointed in that season, and if you're a Sixers fan, you're like, what the fuck was that? What the hell was that? Seriously.
What was that? What the hell was that?
Number 2 is Ben Simmons. You could just about say this about, I don't know, his last 5 years, right? Like watching him the other day in that Warriors game, you're like, this is it's like watching a slow motion car crash. Like, it's just fucking horrible. It's like, yeah, I know that he got injured, but did he also forget how to play basketball? What the fuck? Yeah, so I've got some more thoughts about Simmons that we'll get into, obviously, throughout the rest of this playoffs, but Jesus. And number 3, it's probably Zion, because every so often you're like, here we go. Oh, he's injured again. Here we go. Oh, he's injured again. Injured. And this is probably, it feels like we're going to get to a tipping point soon with Zion of like, well, that's the story of his career, which is so shit because he was so like, but I mean, if you've been listening to me for years on NBA Straya, I've never been a big Zion dude. My entire thing has been all those stats are just like his diet, right? Empty calories. Like when he's good, do they win? It's like, it seems completely fucking arbitrary. I prefer my superstars to be, if they're good, you fucking win games. Oldest superstar who I still can't believe is actually playing, that's LeBron, closely followed by CP3. And then, I mean, Chris Paul playing fucking, 82 games this year was absolutely absurd. The other one has got to go to Kyle Lowry. It's like, oh, yes, he was still in the league. He's 39. And then 4th is Taj Gibson because you're like, Jesus, he was on Charlotte. Sure. 5th is the next bloke as well. The Best Bloke of the Year award. Jingling Joe Ingles. It just seems like everybody still fucking loves him. No matter where he goes, Orlando, Utah, he's just going home and just like, they love him. Every time he comes in, says, g'day. They're like, oh, how nice is this? And I think one of the best stories, and this is probably one of the best, another award, the best story from the Best Bloke this year was probably the story of Joe Ingles and the family coming to see him and his son Jacob actually getting to sit through a full game of watching his dad play. And Chris Finch giving him the start. Wasn't that the best fucking story of the year? I absolutely frothed that. That was absolutely amazing. So Best Bloke of the Year, Jingling Joe Ingles. Everybody loves him. And the ovations he was copying in Minnesota when he goes back to Utah, it's the same sort of thing. Even Orlando, like they fucking loved him. So Best Bloke there. Best Teammate. Well, this is the Patty Mills Memorial Best Teammate Award. It goes once again to, that's right, Patty Mills. Patty Thrills. Just, you saw, he got fucking Kawhi Leonard to show some sort of personality by doing the Patty Mills Tower Wave in response to Patty Mills hitting a 3 after Patty did it for Kawhi the game before. That was awesome. Patty Mills got Kawhi Leonard to feel emotions like a real boy. Amazing. Patty, his powers are absolutely unrivaled. And then finally, bloke I want to get a beer with. This is the most prestigious one each year. After this regular season, who do I most just want to hang out with, have a bit of a chin wag and sit down and just smash a few tins with? Number 5, Jingling Joe Ingles. That'd be a fun one. Number 4, Jock Landau. That'd be a fun hang, I reckon. Just chilling with Jock, talking shit. Number 3, you know who I would desperately love to sit down and have a beer with? Ben Simmons. Just go, what the fuck is going on in that noggin of yours, mate? Let's just have a chat. Just talk it out. Just guys being dudes. Just mates being bros. Just a couple of blokes hanging out, smashing tins. You and me, Ben Simmons. The open invitation is there. Number 2, Luca. It would be the most fun just to hang out with Luke and go, dude, what the fuck was that? He'd be like, yes, I know it's fucked, right? Nico wouldn't even let me drink beers. And number 1, with a bullet every year almost, the clear winner of bloke I always want to just hang out and have a beer with. It's Steven Adams. Oh, bro. So what I was doing in Houston this year, bro, was just sort of hanging out a bit, bro, and hanging out with my friend Jock. But, yeah, chuck us another there. Tony there, Jum. That'd be awesome. He'd have stories about fighting bears in, like, the Siberian wilderness, hanging out with some hobbits there in New Zealand, probably wrestling like fucking, I don't know, other mountain bears. I don't know, underwater fucking, like, kingdoms that he's founded, all this sort of shit. That's exactly what Steven Adams would probably get into. So, all right, let's do some very quick yeah-nahs, get some game previews in you, and get the fuck out of here right after this.
This is Cam Glidden.
This is Anthony Drimmick.
This is Mitch McCarron.
This is Jason Kadee.
This is Darryl McDonald.
Hey guys, this is Hugh Greenwood.
Yo, what's going on? This is Illy.
This is Mark Worthington, or commonly known as Wortho, and you're listening to NBA Straya.
You're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA
You're listening
Straya.
to NBA Straya.
You're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
You're listening to NBA Straya.
All right. Let's do it. Let's do some quick yeah-nahs. Very quickly, I just want to smash through these before we get into the game previews and get the fuck out of here. But I just want to hit on the newsy sort of stuff. Did Buds deserve to get fired by Phoenix? Yeah, nah. I kind of want to say, no, because, yeah, it was a shit year. And clearly the team didn't buy into him. But can you lump that all on a coach in his first year when it's like, hey, here's Brad Beal who doesn't play. Here's Devin Booker and Kevin Durant and a bunch of just shit that we've thrown against the wall. It never seemed to click. Their defense was fucking horrible. And that's probably going to go on Buds. But at the same time, like, it's just, I get that it's a win now mentality. That's why you get paid the big bucks. And you probably got to figure out ways to win more now. But it does feel like a fucking short shrift. I don't feel like he didn't put this team together. He didn't make all the dumbass fucking trades. He did sign on, however, to coach this team. And he probably did convince them, we'll win more than fucking 38 games or whatever they ended up on. So, was it 38? Yeah, 36. That's even fucking worse. Jesus. They tied with Portland. Fuck me. Yeah, he probably deserved it then. The thing is, like, you're trying to make chicken salad out of chicken shit, you know? So that leads us into, can Phoenix be fixed? Yeah, nah. Even if you trade KD, and they're going to, just, you've got Booker and Beal, and what else? Right? You've got fuck all draft picks. You've given up all these swaps. And look, swaps are a weird one because if the team that you're potentially swapping with is shit, they're just not going to swap with you, right? So you have these moments of, well, we've still got our first round pick and whatever. It's a bit crappy, but you get that on the big jobs. But to just not own your own direction for so long is just fucked, and it's so hard. So Brooklyn is like sitting there going, yes, mate, this is awesome. Washington's like, yes, mate, this is awesome. Phoenix are fucked. And they probably have to trade Booker and Beal. Like, get Beal to waive his no-trade clause, get what you can for him. Get rid of Booker and just reset. Like, Booker fucking loves Phoenix. He wants to, like, retire his son's player. That's great. I don't think he's going to. I think you've got to burn this one down to the ground and just do what you can to like, if you go back to the mid-teens with Brooklyn and, like, you know, Sean Marks is like, yeah, I don't fucking care that we don't have those picks. We're just going to burn this one down to the studs and rebuild it back up the way we want it on some solid foundations. And it kind of worked. And then they sort of sold that out to go get KD and Kyrie, and that fucked them. And that's it. The quick fixes, they never sort of work. Anyway, I think Phoenix might be fucked for a little bit, just saying. Number 3, did Griff deserve that one in New Orleans? Yeah, nah. I think this kind of leans into a bit of the unpopular opinion of the day.
Now look at me, please. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me.
It's a bit of a weird one, right? Like, I think he's a really good drafter. Like, they took Eve Missy this year at 21. They took Jordan Hawkins last year at 14. He's been super fucking solid. I would like to see him play more and also hit more threes, but still. Year before that, they took Dyson Daniels. The problem is, we'll get to that in a second, they took Zaire Williams, who's now gone. Herb Jones at 35. Kyra Lewis, that's a bit of a miss. Nick Richards, who's been very solid. Sam Merrill, who ends up over there, but yeah, not playing for them. Zion at 1. Yeah, there's a couple of other ones. Buddy Hield back in 16. No, that's all right. It feels like, yeah, they sort of got hamstrung. They didn't get quite enough out of the AD trade. I think you've probably hit the end of a road, I guess, when you look at this. But it was like he didn't injure the players this year, David Griffin, right? And that was their entire big problem. I loved this sort of idealized version of that Pelicans roster if they'd gotten rid of Brandon Ingram in the offseason, which they clearly weren't able to. And then they traded for a bag of chips to fucking Toronto. The weird thing is, like, he didn't injure those players. Like, he made the DeJounte trade, which was bad. They didn't play Dyson enough. You've got Dyson, you've got Herb, you've got Jordan Hawkins, you've got all these, like, really fucking talented wings. I think this is a good team. They were just all injured this year. And the DeJounte trade was a bit fucking stupid. Just play Dyson more. You had a defensive player of the year right there under your nose and you didn't get it. I think he's a really decent talent evaluator. Maybe a bit of a lousy big picture dude. Like, they should have probably traded Zion. They should have traded Sprindles Ingram as soon as they realized, oh, fuck, this is just not working with him and Zion, is it? Oh, God. So, yeah, was it deserved? I don't know if it was warranted, but I feel like New Orleans had to do something. I don't think Joe Dumars, though. Is he the right decision, Jim? Yeah, nah. I don't think so, nah. I just think the Pelicans should be fucking packed up and moved somewhere. With all due respect to all the New Orleans fans out there. And very quickly, Outback Takehouse. It's Tuesday at Outback, and you know what that means? Oh, yeah, last night, me and the baby squid out in the backyard shooting possums. Bang! They go on the spit overnight. Boom, slow roasted possum. Today's special, and it's only at Outback. And today's Flame Grill take is, when you look at the way the bracket lays out, the Golden State Warriors can definitely win the West as the 7 seed. But only as the 7 seed. Only at Outback. I don't think they get past OKC. I think they can beat Houston. So that means they really have to beat Memphis in the play-in game. Or else they'll be in the 8 seed and they'll get fucking trucked by OKC. But just hear me out. Warriors as a 7 seed. So you play Houston. Could they beat Houston? I mean, I said the other day, yesterday, probably not. But they've got a better chance, I think, of beating Houston than they do of OKC. If they squeak by Houston, a Lakers-Warriors, fucking look out. I'm just saying. Be kind of fun. Then they could make the West Finals and then boom. By the time they get there, who knows? Steve Kerr might have gotten over his Johnny Kuminga hate. That was weird. And away they go. But yeah, they could make it. They're solid. All right. Quick Patty Mills game day Twitter check-in. All right, what's Patty doing? I think we actually had a Patty. There we go. New story. Oh, the Misso. No, found Bowler Pat vibes in the Bay. Go Clips. Just a couple of blokes in their Aussie shirts. That's awesome. The Aussie Fives. How good is that? Kate Costa's posted that. Fantastic. Let's go the Boomers. Those are some beautiful looking jerseys. So on you, Patty. Retweeted that. All right, let's do some game previews for tomorrow's play-in games. That's right. We've got the 2 7-8 games tomorrow. So let's do some game previews. Game previews. Thanks, Inadvertent Bane. Not a problem, Jim. How's it all going? Yeah, not bad. Foot's getting better. I've got to run off to the doctor after this and get it all checked up, get my scans looked at. Hope you're watching on the YouTube because I've got my Mastodon t-shirt on today, looking pretty good. Fucking love this t-shirt. Anyway, remember, you can find all the picks for the play-in and the playoffs over at Dabble. We'll have a same-game multi for each of these games as well, of course. But you can obviously just follow our picks for the over-unders and, well, actually the line, I don't know about maybe so much of the over-unders, but either way, all the lines over at Dabble. Use that code NBA Straya. Click through in the show description or the link in the bio on the socials every day. We do the morning vibes video. Chuck that up, and the picks are over at Dabble. So go check that out. Support them the way they support us. Have a look. It's good times. Great memories. And if not, that's cool. Code NBA Straya. All right, Wednesday, let's start with Orlando hosting the Atlanta Hawks. The 7-seed Orlando Magic, 41-41. Everything perfectly balanced. Up against the Atlanta Hawks, Kaká, 40-42. The two teams went 2-2 this year. Orlando are only 22-19 at home. Atlanta were 19-22 away. It's fucking weird. It's not that weird, but still. The weirdest part about this game is how you sort of approach it and go, wait a minute. One of them's really good at scoring, Atlanta. One of them's really good at defense, Orlando. It's bizarre. So post All-Star, Atlanta had the third most points per game and the sixth best offensive rating in the entire league. Orlando's was 21st and in terms of offensive rating and 27th in points per game, which is fucked. But Orlando have had the third best defensive rating since then and given up the fewest points per game all season at 105.5. Atlanta's 21st, even with the Defensive Player of the Year, in my opinion, Dyson Daniels shutting down a whole big side of the fucking court. So it sort of comes down to Orlando. Can they just really lock in on this defense against this surprisingly talentedly fine Atlanta offense that trades away DeAndre Hunter, trades away Bogdan Bogdanovic, doesn't get a giant amount in return, but gets enough that sort of fits around Trey and Dyson and Onyeka Okongwu. And here they are. The problem is they lost Jalen Johnson, you remember, to that shoulder injury for the season. And that sort of just really caps their ceiling, I reckon. But either way, the keys to this are obviously Franz Wagner, and Paolo Banchero for the Magic. Their lack of a point guard, which might help them in this regard, where Dyson just can't key on a ball handler. Or does it mean that Dyson causes all sorts of havoc as Paolo and Franz try to dribble around him? Who knows? But the keys, obviously, for the other guys are Dyson and Trey. Because if you think about the games that they've played this year, right? They've split it 2-2. And they sort of played all of them in the back half of the season, I want to say, yeah. They played them all from February onwards, which is kind of weird. Dyson had 4 steals in the first matchup. He had, I want to say, 3 steals in the second. It's not bad. And then in the last couple of games, I think in the third game, he had 1 more steal. And I don't think he played the last game because that was on the last day of the season. So how much havoc can he cause? How much will he cause? I'm not entirely convinced of Orlando. But when they win pretty handily. They've won 7 of the last 10 games. Atlanta, even though they're averaging the third most points per game in the season, like, can they put it up on this Orlando defense? I just don't know. I think the defense will travel. Well, they're at home, right? So I think the defense sort of just like sticks there. I think they're solid as hell. I think Orlando are just going to be good. So the vibes for this, offense versus defense, if you're at home, probably going to go Orlando. They're 5.5-point favorites, which feels a little bit squirrely though, doesn't it? Despite their average margin being 11.7. Can Atlanta's offense actually get over the top of this Orlando defense? Have a look at some of the points that the Orlando Magic gave up the last little bit. They beat the Pacers 129-115 when no one was playing. Celtics only scored 76 when no one was playing. They beat the Hawks 119-112 a week and a bit ago. They put 109 on the Wizards. They put 116 on the Spurs. They only scored 87 against the Clippers. They put up 121 on the Kings. I think Orlando will be good enough to put up a score on Atlanta. They've done it before all year when they've actually matched up against them. So I kind of think we're going to go Orlando minus 5.5 in that one. I just trust the defense, and then Paolo and Franz as weapons. I kind of think I like them a little bit more than Trey and Dyson and that Atlanta defense trying to slow down Paolo and Franz, it makes it a bit tougher. Orlando feels deeper, even without like their actual point guard, a point guard in Jalen Suggs. I just think they're a little bit better. Let's go Orlando -5.5. And then we have Memphis at Golden State, which is a fascinating matchup because you've got Memphis who have got, I don't know, Triple J, Zach Edey, a couple of big dudes, and then a couple of little dudes. Hello, Desmond Bain and Ja Morant. Golden State's had the best defense post-All-Star, 7th best offense, which is bloody good. Points per game, it's been 11th versus 9th. Golden State's the 11th, Memphis the 9th, points per game post the All-Star. So, unfortunately for Memphis, they've only had the 16th offense and 18th ranked defensive rating post All-Star. And Steph and Jimmy are feeling pretty good about themselves. Ja and the Grizzlies have had a coaching change. I think it just... Golden State are only 17 and 22 against the spread at home, however. So they've lost massive games at home, as we've seen. Close ones. They lost to the Clippers the other day, the Spurs last week. The Warriors did win this series 3-1 throughout the regular season. They have Jimmy. They have Steph. If they win this game, they give themselves like another 4 or 5 days off. I think Golden State win this game against the Grizzlies, who all year it's been really, really hard just to sort of get a handle on what their idealized version of themselves is. And maybe they can get it to sort of coalesce in this game and they go, we're fucking big. Look at Zach Edey and Triple J get every single rebound. You know? But even if you look at like rebounds per game, like Memphis is 6th overall. And the Warriors, I mean, they're at 14th. So it's not going to be a giant thing, I reckon. I think Golden State win, but I think Memphis keep that one close. So let's go Memphis +7.5 in Golden State. I think if Desmond Bain can actually hit some fucking shots, they can keep that one close. I think Golden State do enough just to win. I think their defense is really solid. We'll see how it goes, but that should be a really, really fun game. And that'll do us for today. Hell yeah. It also means that we'll be back on deck tomorrow to wrap those games up for you. So remember to go check out the picks over at Double. Use that code NBA Straya. Click on the link in the show description or the link in bio. But that's it for today. We'll be back on deck tomorrow. Those are the NBA Straya Awards. That's the All-NBA teams for you. Tomorrow we'll grade the 10 teams that didn't make the postseason. We'll grade their seasons and see how they went, as well as wrap up those 2 playing games for you. And then set you up for the 9-10 games on Thursday. So in the meantime, make sure you're following NBA Straya on Twitter, Facey IG, TikTok, YouTube, of course. Get around NFL Straya as well. Chuck us a rating, review, subscribe, star, all that good stuff on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, whatever app you're using on the Android phone. It really does help out, so please help a brother out. Same goes for Dabble. Check that out. Code NBA Straya, link in bio or the link in the show description. Get around it if that's your thing. Big thanks always go to From Oslo for the intro and outro song. They rule, so do House Hats. Joshua De Laurentiis, Fascinator, Gold Mines, Ramshackle Army, Iowa, Sector Green, and Dozers. They're behind all the tunes you hear throughout the show. So smash them all on Bandcamp, Triple J and Earth, Facey, Apple Music, Spotify. Remember, NBA Straya supports Australian bands, so should you. And that's it for today. Fun one today. That was awesome. Love some All-NBA. Love some NBA Straya Awards. Have a good one. We will catch you tomorrow, you dickheads. As the play-ins start, the postseason gets underway. Keep an eye out for the video tomorrow morning. It's going to be awesome. All right. This is NBA Straya saying, look after yourselves, would ya? And let us G'day legends, your mate Jim from NBA Straya here. That's right, I'm doing a thing at the end of the show. In the business we call it a thing at the end of the show, I guess. I don't know. Either way, all I'm just saying is just make sure you're rating, reviewing, starring, subscribing across all of the apps that you use for NBA Straya. Jump in the comments, give us a shout. We'll bang you in the air, nahs. Any other questions? I'll have a crack. I've got nothing better to do, basically. Also, just ask any questions, tell me what you want to hear from the show, and sing out and let us know. And of course, if you want to help support the show, jump on the old Dabble, use that code NBA Straya, click on the link that's in the show description or on the socials. It goes up whenever I do the morning vibes, etc. So if that's your thing, jump on there, use that code NBA Australia, and remember, look after yourselves, would you?